So this is what our bamboos in our front garden have looked like pretty much for the past 20 years. This was until we had a very hard frost and cold spell in 2022. Now they'd expanded a little bit by then, but it was after this cold spell that we noticed that the bamboo was starting to spread, and it had gone all into the plants and was gradually working its way through pretty much everything. Apparently this is quite normal. It's a rhizome survival mechanism, and if the top growth is damaged, the bamboo redirects its stored energy into producing new rhizomes and shoots, and sometimes these spread a lot further than the original plant. It's a sort of root stress response. We decided to rip the whole lot out and get rid of all the bamboo in the front, and it's no easy task. We started off manually cutting it with secateurs and loppers, but quickly resorted to a hedge cutter just to get it down to the sort of stumps and to see where the roots were. We were left with an area quite thick and condensed with these bamboo stalks, and we thought what we'd have to do is try and dig them out with a mattock just initially and see if we could get the runners out. Now I thought I'd made a decent job of doing this. I dug it down to about a foot. I got them out with a mattock first, just to get the main section out, and then I dug it over with a fork down to probably about a foot deep, maybe a little bit deeper, and I couldn't see any below there, and I thought I'd done the job. It was just a matter of waiting to see if I'd missed any bits. But to my dismay, a few months later the stuff just shot out everywhere. It seemed like it was a lot deeper than I originally thought, and these shoots here are the ones that have come back a few months later, and you can see they've come back from quite deep. During the late summer of 2024 I put some Roundup, normal concentration Roundup, on the green shoots to hope it would kill it, and it did burn off the top, but it didn't kill the bottom roots. They were still coming, the new shoots were still coming through a few weeks later. So what we thought we'd do as a sort of stage 2 was to make the drive actually bigger, because we had a bit of a problem. We couldn't get two vehicles side by side, and we thought, well, actually just kill two birds with one stone here, make the drive wider and dig all of that soil out down to about a metre deep, or as deep as it goes, and see if we can completely clean out all of these bamboo runners. Now I had to take the hedge back a little bit further, another sort of metre back, and here I am here digging out the remaining roots, and we were absolutely horrified just how deep and how far these things had come. Our borders round the back were a bit low in places, so we decided to use the soil, even though it was a little bit clayey, to raise up the level of the existing beds in the back garden. We had to remove the sleepers that were holding the original bank of soil back, and we were just amazed at just how these roots had actually grown into these oak railway sleepers in the middle of it and split the sleepers open. You couldn't see it from when they were actually all stacked up and had been sitting there for years, but they've gone right through the middle of these sleepers. It's amazing, underneath it and underneath the gravel drive as well, and they just got everywhere. It's just extraordinary. If you've got this stuff, you've got to be so careful with it, because it just sort of sneaks up on you. We never dreamt that it had gone this far, and it had gone all underneath these sleepers here. We had to rip the whole lot out, and we'd found it also gone in the front hedge, and you can see it there running along the back of the sleeper, but it also gone underneath and into this bit of gravel in the front here as well. bearing in mind that I'd taken away a van load of roots and cuttings on my first attack earlier on in the year on the bamboo, this time I got a further 3 bags of these big bags of roots, just the ones that we'd missed. I was absolutely stunned. And of course here we can see it here, look, it's actually coming out of a sleeper, growing right out of the middle of it. We ended up digging a trench where the sleepers had been to make sure there were no more roots going anywhere, and then I put the sleepers back to hold the new bank back. Now apparently I would have done better if I'd put a stronger mix of glyphosate on the bamboo, and what you're supposed to do is cut the bamboo down and apply the glyphosate onto the fresh cuts, and it should be at least 41% glyphosate, or 2 to 3 times the normal strength for tough perennials. And then you've got to repeat that fairly often. You can also try this SBK stuff, this brush killer concentrate, which contains triclopyr, but I haven't actually used that, and that has typically 8 to 10% triclopyr in it. Now if you're thinking about bamboo and thinking about putting a bamboo barrier around it, if you've got a dead flat garden and nice sandy soil, well, maybe that might work. But in this particular case, I've measured this bamboo barrier at 60 centimetres. The stuff, I actually bought some for some golden bamboo and I haven't put it in. But this bamboo out the front here, this had gone down deeper than 60 centimetres, and I think it would have just shot underneath it, to be honest. I don't think that would have kept this contained. And that's worth thinking about if you're thinking about putting bamboo in the ground. I have got some bamboo around the back, but that's in completely sealed pots, and that's where it's staying.